Are you a lifelong fan of General Hospital?
Are you a new fan who wants to know more about the history of the show?
Do you enjoy talking about the show with others?
Do you find yourself yelling at the TV?
Is your self-care an hour a day in Port Charles?
If so, we invite you to join hosts
Amanda Kimmel
and Shannon Coach at the place where all the hidden conversations take place and secrets are revealed.
Meet us at Pier 54,
A General Hospital fan podcast. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to the Port Charles 411. Amanda, it's our 100th episode.
That blows my mind.
It's crazy. I mean, in a couple weeks, we're going to be celebrating our 1 year anniversary.
Yay.
I know we've talked about this, that we thought this was just going to be something fun we did for a little bit, but you guys like it.
Which is awesome. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
that. Thank you.
Absolutely. So what we thought would be fun is we actually partnered with another podcast, Hot Flashes and Cool Topics. You might remember we shared their commercial a couple weeks ago. And it turns out one of the hosts is also crazy about General Hospital.
She was super crazy in a good way.
Yes.
But when we first said we were going to talk to them, I thought, oh, okay, they'll share a couple stories. They had so many stories.
So many. So our actual interview
went a little bit longer.
Was over 2 hours.
Oh my gosh.
So we know that this episode is definitely longer than what we typically have, but it's really, really good. And you definitely want to make sure that you listen through the whole thing because we have a really big surprise giveaway.
I'm so excited.
At the end.
I think we should be able to win the prize because I want it for myself.
Well, we can't.
I know, but it's not fair.
Maybe one day we will have it ourselves.
That would be awesome.
So we hope that you enjoy hearing from, it's Colleen and Karen. They've been best friends for 20-something years. Fans of General Hospital. They've gone to Super Soap Weekend, Fan Club Weekend.
They've done everything.
They have. You get to hear some stuff. Colleen lives in Nashville and maybe has run into someone who used to live in Nashville and other people who still do.
I was very impressed with how calm and collected she seemed as she was retelling those stories because I feel like I would totally fangirl out and be like, can I get your coffee? Here, can I help you? Do you need something?
Right. Like, let me get that.
Good job for respecting people's space.
Yes.
I don't know that I'd be that good.
So here's our conversation. We hope you enjoy. So hi, ladies.
Hi.
So today we're just chatting with our friends, Colleen and Karen. Colleen is half of the co-host of Hot Flashes and Cool Topics podcast. Karen, have you ever guest starred on her podcast?
She just did yesterday. It was
okay. That episode will be coming up?
Yes, it will be coming up. It's about making friends over 50.
Oh.
So we taped actually a YouTube and a podcast at the same time.
Okay.
She will be the guest on that one.
One of two guests, but it was fun. It was fun.
No, that's a great topic because I think that, and we've talked about this, it's hard for moms to make friends, anything. So Karen, are you aware of the Nina-Ava friendship forming?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. We love it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It has a very interesting dynamic to it.
Yeah. And one of the most commented things is we're so glad Ava's getting a friend, Nina's getting a friend because instead of a love interest, so.
Yeah. Because you hated Ava for so long that now you see her in a different light and you're like, oh, maybe she's not so bad.
Yeah.
And Nina needs something to hold on to or they're going to let her go,
No, we can't. She's finally grown into her.
And I really like the recast also. I really like her.
It took us a while.
Yeah, it took
to get
me a while.
used to it. But I mean, Michelle Stafford was just amazing. But I think as soon as Cynthia Waters made it her own,
I like her. She's good. Different spin on it. Different. Like I would have never seen Michelle Stafford with Jax.
Really? Even after she went gaga over him at the nurses' ball?
I did see that. Did you?
I could see it, yeah.
Different opinions.
We like to disagree.
That happens a lot here.
All the time. It keeps it fun. There's certain matches that I'm like, no, and she likes, and vice versa. Certain characters that.
See, I really like the Alexis, and what was her name? The attorney?
Diane.
Oh, Diane. I liked
so
that
wonderful.
friendship. That friendship was awesome.
Well, they reminded them of
us.
Kind of.
And when we would meet them, we were like, you guys are us. kids and
So you actually met them and told them that?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Okay.
met a couple of times. Yes.
And you met them at the Super Soap weekend?
Yes. So we
At
had
the fan weekend.
at the family. Yeah. What happens is we started going to Super Sub Weekend when it was in Orlando, and it was all the ABC shows. So we went for several years, and then they decided to change it over to California. So when they switched it to California, they would do a luncheon with everyone, but then each individual actor would have an event. So you might meet Alexis at Nancy's event. She might have one or two guests that would come with her.
In fact, Michelle Stafford came to her.
Yes, that's right. That's when we met her.
Before she was on General Hospital.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
She actually had
They were friends.
Maxie and a whole bunch of people.
Yeah,
that
she
night.
did have a lot of people.
And so you would have a chance to talk to them and take pictures with them. And they would do like a 30-minute chat, question and answer for each actor. So sometimes you met them together, sometimes you met them separately.
Okay. And is that what is now the General Hospital Convention?
No, that was
Oh,
the
is that
fan
right?
club weekend. No, they have a convention also. And
They
from
do
what
have
I
fan club
understand,
weekend
they're
is-
kind of at odds.
Yeah.
They are very protective of their weekend. Like the rules are strict, and they, you know, they kept moving locations, but
Yes.
the actual format was always pretty much the same.
Okay.
And it was very strict in how you were allowed to talk to them, when you were allowed to talk to
Yeah.
them, who was doing an event.
Certain actor, it depended on the actor. Like when you went to see Maurice Bernard, it was no phones, no photos. They would let you know when it was time to take photos, when he was done speaking. And I believe somebody actually got pulled out one time when we were there because they took out their phone. And
then other people were
and
like,
other people,
"I
you don't care. They don't care.
You know, like,
Right.
like Dante would be like,
Oh
my
my God.
Florida girls are here. You know what I mean? Like he would actually recognize us every year and he'd be like, how are the kids? And he would show us pictures of his kids. And at the time he was two, now he was 3.
Yeah.
He was amazing. And he was very down to earth and very sweet. And so when you meet them in person, it's, I don't know, have you met some of them in person yet?
We've met a couple. We've done interviews with a few too.
It's weird, isn't it? Because some characters that you don't like on TV, all of a sudden you like as a person.
Oh gosh.
But then some people that you really liked as a character, and you meet them and you're like,
Well, that was
not so
Stefan.
much.
I forget the actor's name, but the one who played Stefan a million years ago.
Right.
When we were in Orlando at Super Soap,
Funny.
and we were at a Q&A, and he was there and somebody in the audience is like, it's my birthday. And he went over and did this dramatic happy birthday singing to her. He was hysterical. He was so
Really
much fun.
It was Stephen Nichols played Stefan. I'm like, it's
Yes.
something.
We are so bad with names.
Oh yeah. I'm like, you know, the guy, the blonde with the thing.
I'm good with the name. She's not.
I'm awful with
Oh,
them.
good. Okay, so we'll just talk to you, Amanda.
No, but that's great to hear. So we've gone to the Stone Cold and Jackal comedy tour.
I went to that.
Oh, did you?
I went a few months ago when they were in Miami.
They have a party.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're very fun. Now, little story
Oh, I love
on Steve Burton is that first off, she's in love with him, and like she climbs him like a tree
wanna
every
see a
time we
picture?
see him. I think he's going to get like a restraining order against her because
But I can't speak.
she
I
gets like a
can't
high
speak.
school senior, like it's her crush, and she's just like. And if you know Karen is never for a loss for words. Like she can talk to anybody, but for some reason Steve Burton, she can't talk to. So the last year that he was on before he took his break, he had mentioned that he was moving to Tennessee, and we didn't think anything of it because we both lived in Florida. We were just sad he was leaving.
Excuse me.
Well, fast forward 2 years later, I didn't know that when I moved to Nashville, I moved into the exact neighborhood he lives in. And what are the chances of that?
Oh.
So I
It
go
gets better.
I go to the coffee shop to get a coffee in the morning, and there's Steve Burton with his daughter. Now it's Father's Day. It's a Sunday morning. I don't want to bother him, but I know I can't leave without getting a picture for Karen. So instead of putting my phone on silent, I just kind of like angled it while I was drinking my coffee, and I clicked real quick, and his daughter turns to him and goes, "Dad, you know that lady just took a picture of you, right?" And I was like, I didn't want to interrupt like your father's daughter bonding. As soon as she found out he lived in my neighborhood, she was coming up trying to find his house, trying to find where
No
he
luck, but I did try.
I ran into him at Target.
She sees him all the time.
And then he moved back.
And then he left.
So but it was very funny. I was like, what are the chances that Scott Reeves that lives down the street from me. Steve Burton was in my neighborhood.
But Steve, if you're listening, Karen would love to have a beer one day.
It would be a very
Call me.
short, it would be a very quiet conversation.
Like, I just want to sit there and look at you for a little while.
Yeah.
That's how I was with Patrick.
She was the
I
was the Jason Thompson
I
fan.
loved Jason Thompson until
Yeah.
I liked him, and then I kind of met him, and the crush was over. Sometimes you meet him, not so good.
Can't meet your heroes.
Yeah.
No.
But anyway, sorry, we digress.
No, that's Bradford was actually the first one that we interviewed. And that kind of happened by accident.
Oh, really?
My husband was being supportive, so thankful.
Like the choice of words.
Because it could have gone the absolute wrong way. And he emailed them and said, my wife and her friend have a General Hospital fan podcast. They're going to your show. Would you talk to them?
Wow.
Right? And we actually record on his computer. And his email happened to be up when I went to, and I saw Bradford, and I was like, what did you do?
Oh,
I
my
was so
gosh.
mad because, that could have gone
Very
the wrong way.
Yes.
So we go to the show, we bought them some gifts. I was like, I have this planned out, how we're going to do this. And we were the last ones to do the meet and greet, and we're giving them our stuff. And so we have shirts that say, meet us at the pier, or meet me at the pier.
Cute.
And Pier 54 podcast on the back. Because that's how we sign off every episode is we'll meet you at the pier. And Bradford, I think, said,
noticed the shirts.
he was like, wait, did one of your husbands email us? And I'm standing there like,
oh my God.
deer in headlights. I'm like, oh my God, we're going to get kicked out. We're going to get banned. We're going to get a restraining order against us. And he's like, no. He's like, don't be mad at him. He's like, it's okay. It's okay. He's like, we can do like a 15-minute Skype. And
oh my gosh.
it took us a little while to get back and forth with him, but we wound up doing like a half-hour Skype, and he was our first interview. I think it was in August. We had a little interview with him.
Cool.
That's great.
That's
See, you
awesome.
never, sometimes you just have to ask.
Yeah.
You can
You
be
gotta say
very
yes.
gracious at times.
Yep. Well, and then Sean Kanan wrote that book, or co-wrote that book, Success Factor X, and he had a book signing in Pittsburgh. Well, he mistakenly scheduled it on a Steelers Sunday.
Oh.
But it was also my birthday weekend, so that's what I wanted to do. I was the only one there. I felt so bad, but I got a half hour of one-on-one time with him.
Nice.
And then he agreed to talk with us, and I think we spoke with him in November.
Oh, I feel bad that no one else showed up.
Yeah. But good for her.
It's Steelers Sunday, though. I mean, the world stops in Pittsburgh on Steelers Sunday. So
I believe it.
it's
So at least
funny.
you could keep saying, oh, if you hadn't planned it.
he said it first. He's like, if I had known the Steelers were playing, I wouldn't have scheduled this.
One time when we were in the California fan club weekend, and Bradford was there, and I went up and I was talking. It was like, Mike, you wait in line to talk to them. And I went up and it was my turn. And at the time, my son was a senior in college and was looking to go into musical theater. So I was asking Bradford for his suggestions for colleges, his opinions of NYU and Emerson and all. And he was giving me play-by-play recommendations. Try this, don't try that. This is what this would do. We had the best conversation about like real life
He's always
stuff.
been really nice.
It was awesome.
Yeah, he's always been really nice.
That was years ago. My son is now out of
Out of
college,
college.
2.5 years.
Aww. Did he
That's
take
happening.
Bradford's advice?
Yes. Yeah. He was really helpful.
He's
talked
one of the
about
nice,
auditioning
honestly,
and
I
whatever.
think he's one of the nicest ones on
Oh
the
yeah,
show.
he's lovely.
Yeah.
It really is. It's a weird thing because they're all kind of, when you do the weekend, they're all kind of lined up at tables.
Mhm.
So you're just trying to get through as many, because they only have like a 2-hour time frame
Yeah.
if they're there. So you're just trying to get through, and some of them don't want anything to do with you. It's just, what do you want me to sign? And some of them are like, how are you?
Yeah.
Where are you from? What are you doing? And some of them actually recognize us. which is really-
Lucy would go on and on and on.
Oh
and on
yeah,
and on.
Lucy was, she was very sweet.
She was funny. She'd
So Lynn
sit-
Herring's exactly like her character.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
She loved talking about the AIDS balls from years ago. So we had a great conversation about
Yeah.
all the AIDS benefits that they filmed. So yeah, I mean, they're all really nice. I mean, meeting Helena for me, I was like,
When she was on last week, oh my gosh. I'm like,
love her. And she's stunning in real life.
yes.
Stunning.
Yes.
And I said to her,
Such a lady.
like, you can't, I was like, what do you do? And I used to be a Pilates instructor. So I was like, what do you do to stay in shape? And she's like, I do Pilates. I was like, I get to look like you. Oh my God. So we chatted for like 10 minutes about Pilates, and she's just stunning to look at. She really is. She's just a beautiful woman.
One time when we were at the Orlando Super Soap weekend, they had a big gathering. I think it was the guys, like the guys from all the hot guys from all the soaps. And when I would go in Disney, they give you a button when it's your birthday and it says, today's my birthday. So I would wear it, although the function took place the beginning of November and my birthday's the end of December, I would wear the button every single day.
I like you.
In the hopes of getting noticed.
Like, look at me. And we went into this hot guys function and I'm like, well, it's my birthday. I want to sit in the front. And they were like, okay, come
They
to
give
the
us
front.
front row seats because of that.
So she and I are sitting in the front. Now, Colleen would like to be in, she would hope her superpower is invisibility.
To be noticed. I hate it. It's just not.
And here's me with my button. Look at me. So they start talking about Pilates. That's what reminded me of that story.
To kill you that
And
day.
somebody said something about doing Pilates, one of all my children actors. And Jason Thompson said, oh yeah, something about he does Pilates or something like that. And I go, she's a Pilates instructor.
At the top of her lungs, the entire audience
Everybody
stops.
kind of turned their
Camera goes to me. And I have this look on my face like, what did she just do?
And we were probably 5 feet away. I thought it was hysterical.
I wanted to crawl under the chair. I wanted to kill her and then crawl under the chair. But it's just fun. I mean, they just know that all of you are huge fans of the soap opera, and that most people know the history. They've been watching for a decade or more, and they appreciate the fact that,
I think that's a good word. They're very appreciative that everyone's there. And we were at a Pork Chuck concert during Fan Club Weekend in California. And this is when Ronnie and Dominic were first on the show.
Right.
And they were kind of in the background by the bar. And I always, when I go to these events, I always look for the bathrooms, because eventually they're going to have to go to the bathroom.
You look for that, not for you. I was thinking,
Pointer. Eventually they go to the bathroom.
That is true.
I met Maurice and his father that way at another function. You weren't there. I was alone. Again, I go alone. I don't care. And
she finds a way.
So anyway, so Ronnie and Dominic went to the bar. I went, we're going to the bar. And we went and we stood there and the concert was going on in the room and we must have chatted with them for a good half hour.
Yeah.
They were just new on the show. We were the Florida girls and we just chatted and it was fun.
So we highly recommend going to whatever events you can.
Yeah, whatever you can get to.
Because once they hear that you have a podcast about General Hospital, that you're going to be like bees to a honey.
Oh, I would think so.
They're just going to right on to you.
Yeah, because we handed out a lot of cards at Stone Cold and the Jackal show.
Mm-hmm.
That's terrific. Where did you guys see it?
In Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. And when was it? Recently or?
May? Last May?
So it's a while ago.
So what gave you guys the idea to start a podcast about General Hospital?
I've been talking the whole time. It's her turn. Guess who's shyer?
You and Amanda and I. There you go, man.
See? We were girls were in Girl Scouts together, and one day she just happened to say something about General Hospital, and I was like, oh, wait, you watch General Hospital? That's my favorite show. And so for years we tossed the idea back and forth of we need to do something with this, like, would text back and forth about whatever happened and all that kind of stuff.
Have our own discussions about what should be happening.
Yes, exactly.
We do a lot too.
And then I
doing that.
joined a dating site, and one of the people that they matched me up with looked just like Spinelli. And so I texted to her at night and I was like, oh my God, I think I need to go out with this guy just because he looks exactly like Spinelli. And so then that got the ball rolling again. Like, we really need to do something with this because we just talk about it all the time. And first what brought us up was the name, and then you came up with it.
Yeah, it was. So my husband has a wrestling podcast, so that's where
wow.
we were like, we could do that, because we think we're funny. And
We have heard your podcast.
Yes,
You are funny.
yes.
thank you.
Very
Thank
enjoyable
you.
to listen to.
And
The name.
oh yeah, the name. And we just kept like going back and forth because we don't want to worry about anything being copyrighted or anything like that. And I was at the gym, and out of nowhere, I was like, the pier, everyone talks down at the pier.
Yes, that's true.
Excellent point.
Or falls in the water and allegedly dies in the pier.
Yes. Yes. And then comes back, you know?
It's like a fountain of youth.
Yeah, pretty much. They allege, or they're just, and it's funny because we sat on the pier when we did the
we
tour.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and you can see how they do the fake water, and we were sitting there with Jason Thompson chatting, sitting on the edge of the pier, and I'm like, oh my God, how many people have died falling off this pier? Right? How many people have died on this pier? This is great. And
Well, that's when we told Bradford the name of our podcast. He's like, where everyone dies? And I'm like, no. But yeah, and then I listened to other podcasts too, and I really like the idea of doing the weekly recap and then also having something informational that, I mean, how many people start watching the show and they're like, what is going on? I don't know this person. So we started just by doing different family backgrounds, and it's grown into that's when like we'll release this, but we just had like a different name. And then I tasked your daughter with it.
Yeah.
And she helped come up with the Port Charles 411.
Wow.
So
that's
figured-
smart.
Yeah, that is very smart.
So many, and there aren't that many soap operas left.
no,
Sadly.
and we need to keep them.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Definitely. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
It's a great idea.
That's we
Yeah, but
went
like
to-
this,
when they were supposedly going to end it, when the General Hospital was saying, oh, this is going to be our last year. We're like, oh, we have to go. We have to